Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between 120 and Sock. This game taking place here on Echo Isle. On the top right hand side of the map, we have 120 spawning as the blue Undead. And on the top left, we have Orb Knight's favorite color, Sock, spawning as the teal human. Human versus Undead in this 1v1 matchup. We'll see how things get underway here in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and speed things up just a little bit, as I do in fact have to make dinner for my family, and that's always always a little bit of a time crunch getting everything all together and ready. Alright, so I'll go ahead and resume normal speed once we get to that 2-minute mark, as the Altar of Kings does get completed. It is going to be an Archmage going up against a Death Knight. No surprises there, as we now see some Acolytes now wandering around once more. What will be happening? That is also the next big question. Are we going to be looking at an expansion attempt here, since it is human versus undead? Human versus undead. Human players generally want to get that expo off to the south. They may even sometimes bypass this mercenary camp to do exactly that. All of this unfolding here. Archmage going to go ahead, drop back down, go after the Ogre Warrior creep camp, pick up a useful item. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is already on its way over, and it looks as though it did pick up a Rod of Necromancy, does not have Unholy Aura, so it will be trying to use Death Coil very effectively to limit, or at least make his opponent pay for this expansion attempt. Death Coil, well, finishes off the Water Elemental right there. Good use of experience. Archmage wasn't able to deny it in time, as the units are now heading back every which way. Now, although the Death Knight is not going to be able to deal that much damage, what he does want to do is delay this expansion. By delaying the expansion, he will not have to deal with as large of an army, and not have to deal with nearly as many items. Human players often like to expo on this map, and then by expanding on this map, using the mercenary camps to regain a little bit of a tech advantage, since mercenaries do cost a little bit extra. Archmage, well, able to finish off some of this creep camp here, now creeping away from the action, as the Death Knight suffering a lot more damage than 120 normally should at this point. Right now, his harassment is actually falling much more flat than I would have thought earlier, as the Death Knight wants to get another set of skeletal minions here. Perhaps 120's train of thought is, as long as I can contain my opponent's expansion or simply deny it, that is a win for me. Halls of the Dead, about 40% done. We should be looking at a Lich with some Ascidium statues and some Crypt Fiends. The first Crypt Fiend now walking out across the map to do a bit more damage. Last charge of that Rod of Necromancy now completed, as we're looking at the skeletal minions all looking to join in on the fight. Death Knight, Death Coil finishes off one peasant. Units now looking to back off again. And is it going to end up working out? You can see the Crypt Fiends can just engage from here, and that is going to be an issue once more. Can the Death Knight actually fight back and deal damage to those poor peasants? A big issue also is the fact that, well, those militia are not going to be harvesting lumber right now, which will delay any sort of towers down here and perhaps slow down any sort of, any sort of upgrades on this tower. Lumber extremely important in this matchup. As you can see, the skeletal minions are now trying to walk back around. Archmage, however, now arriving to finish off the remaining skeletal minions, and going to be getting closer and closer to level 3. Footman heading back down to the south, looking to get some protection here. Death Knight, without a Rod of Necromancy, without Crypt Fiends, cannot hope to do very much with this attack. Death Knight, well, could try and put pressure on this arcane tower, but with that many peasants nearby, repairs are going to be underway, and Sock will have this expansion without much of a problem. Over here at the top right-hand side, you can take a look. Halls of the Dead already done. Lich getting added in addition to that slaughterhouse. The big question will be, is there going to be enough Crypt Fiends to try and deal with the towers? Or if 120 is going to be going for the classic Undead strategy right now, which is you just apply pressure with a large number of destroyers. Those first 5 obsidian statues turning into destroyers very quickly translates into normally the death of an expansion in no time flat. Meanwhile, Crypt Fiends, well, looking to battle up against a good number of footmen, the Crypt Fiends should perhaps be looking to actually do some creeping, as that Death Knight is still sitting at level 1 and desperately wants to get to level 2. The Lich is out onto the field as well, and the Slaughterhouse is just now about to be done. We should be getting some obsidian statues, but it still feels like 120 is in a little bit of a precarious situation. He should be trying the tech to tier 3. He should be doing obsidian statues. He should be doing destroyer form. And all of those things do require time, gold, and lumber. He is a little bit scattered right now, so to speak, as the Death Knight and the Lich are going to be making their way out across the map. Alright, Lich will have Frost Novas. Will that Crypt Fiend be able to put down the necessary pressure onto the Arcane Tower? That is the big question. First, going after a Peasant. That Peasant doesn't even know what hit him as he gets taken out in no time flat. Alright, Lich should be backing off. You do not want to be absorbing that much or losing that much mana as the Skeletal Minions are looking to finish things off. The Lich could make its way over and try and Frost Nova some of these, as we now see the human player just diving in on the other end of the map. Spirit Tower about to be upgraded. Footman now Ghouls now trying to head back every which way. And essentially what Sok is saying is, if you try to take down my expansion, I'll just take down your main base. Haunted Goldmine suffering some tremendous damage right now, but at the other end of the map you can see that the Lich is doing a great job limiting the effectiveness of this expansion here. Alright, Haunted Goldmine about to, or in the process of getting taken down. Footman could get taken out as well, as you see a Nerubian Tower and a Spirit Tower. Death Knight finally at level 2, but Acolytes are falling. Alright, more Acolytes will need to be added here. Death Knight trying to offer a little bit of protection. That Archmage is, well, in a little bit of trouble, as he is going to be forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Footmen all going to teleport away, but only 2 Acolytes survived, as well 3 more will need to be trained. Back at the other end, Archmage was able to teleport to save his expansion, as the Lich did not want to deal with the majority of the units that we saw right there. Lich still sitting at level 1. We see an obsidian statue here regenerating some hit points and some mana. Well, right now mana for that Lich, as the Death Knight should be looking to Death Coil this Crypt Fiend and at least get him back into, well, into the yellow. Alright, Crypt Fiend. Low hit point units left and right, as you see a Footman unfortunately caught in open field, and it will get taken out. Down goes a unit there. We're looking at the Footman trying to come back the other way. A little bit of a pincer play. Death Coil saving that Crypt Fiend once more, as the Footmen are going to get taken out. Lich sitting at level 2. Does not have that much mana, but enough to make a difference and get some frost armor onto the obsidian statue, giving it a little bit more life. Death Knight, Lich sitting at level 2. Meanwhile, Archmage is sitting at level 3 and wants to buy time. That's all he needs in order to get these scout towers up on the top, on the left side of this base. There are no meat wagons that I see, and the Crypt Fiends could be going after the Arcane Towers here. Arcane Tower is suffering a lot of damage. It is light armor while it is being built, but quickly upgrades to heavy armor in just a second, making it so that the Crypt Fiends no longer deal bonus damage. Obsidian statue in the back, healing back up once more. Let's take a look. Arcane Tower getting in a lot of feedback damage once more, as the Death Knight wants to try and take down some of these guard towers, but it is not going to be an easy task. Crypt Fiends here, ready to go. Footman now bringing up the chase, as well as the Lich should try and get a frost armor off onto that Crypt Fiend there. Crypt Fiend taking a lot of damage, now looking to back away. More healing underway as Acolytes are being brought over to try and repair these obsidian statues. Let's take a look at this. This Water Elemental now down to 342 hit points. Could end up getting taken out, as the Acolytes still getting some good repairs in once more. down to 57 hit points, down to 38. Archmage continuing that chase. Is he going to over-chase? Is he going to overrun? That is the big concern now, as the Obsidian statue still getting healed. Footman now trying to be brought over as well. Mountain King cannot Stormbolt it, but the Water Elemental is still getting closer and closer. Crypt Fiend could get taken down again here, as you see the Archmage chasing after. Water Elemental is still chasing after this Obsidian statue. Everything is being brought over to try and save it, as the Archmage still chasing the unit down. Acolyte chasing after the unit here. Archmage, is it going to be enough? Archmage will finally finish this Obsidian statue. There it goes, as it finally gets its unit. Meanwhile, Footman suffering a lot more damage as well. It doesn't look like this Footman will be able to escape. And, well, this Death Knight will be just shy of level 3. As the Mountain King and the human army transition into a blacksmith, perhaps trying to get some mortar towers or some flying machines to deal with the eventual destroyers, we're looking at the Black Citadel already being done with destroyer form upgrade now completed. Back across at the other end, Crypt Fiend's going to go ahead and finish off a peasant before the blacksmith can be finished off here. As you see, Arcane Tower is just constantly under pressure. Death Knight does get a death coil off. Level 3 finally on that Death Knight, giving a 400 hit point heal. Footman with the Fend doing a great job holding back these Crypt Fiends, but the Dark Ranger now going to start to really eat away at the hit points as militia are being called over. Mountain King down to 230 hit points. Looks like he will be able to escape. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Obsidian statue down to 155 hit points. Will it be able to back off in time? Units are all trying to be healed. Very low hit point Obsidian statue still running back, as this one Obsidian statue now down to 41 hit points. Water Elemental down to 420 hit points, looking to head back away once more. Water Elemental, there is the Devour magic right there. Death Knight, Water Elemental could try to get some damage here on the Destroyer. Destroyer gets a death coil in time, as another Water Elemental taken out. Destroyer sitting low on life, but able to do a lot of damage here. Let's take a look. Crypt Fiend low on hit points, needs to get healed back up. This Obsidian statue, perhaps just absorb the mana from it and then convert it into a Destroyer and take it to the skies. Death Knight now putting pressure onto the Arcane Vault. Arcane Vault about to fall. No repairs underway as of yet. Thank you, Damn TV, as we're looking at the Sock, as Sock's Arcane Vault is still taking more and more pressure again. Archmage trying to finish off some units, trying to take down this Destroyer. It looks as though a peasant will get taken out. Lich now sitting at level 3, level 2 Frost Nova, or level 2 armor, as the Crypt Fiend gets taken out. Holy Light being brought over, and then a Staff of Sanctuary to save that knight from near certain death. Archmage now looking to back off once more. Those guard towers in the back providing so much anti-air piercing damage for those destroyers. Obsidian statues in the back line here trying to stay healed. Unfortunately, not able to get death coiled, as a Stormbolt does go down. It looks as though one Crypt Fiend will get, well, no, get saved by a death coil. Holy Light could have finished it off, but not in time. More Devour magic for the destroyers, as flying machines are now getting added in. A quick 120 web Prickly brings down 2 of those flying machines, which is just going to feed more experience to the Undead army. It is 2 bases to 1, but 120 in a good spot to take a commanding experience lead as he continues to put down this pressure. All right, Staff of Teleportation Archmage rejoins in on the fight. Blizzard now being brought over, but silence from the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger opted to get silenced over Black Arrow at level 1. And that Tome of Retraining now just is completely flat. Destroyers going after the guard tower here. Guard tower number 1 now taken down. Are we going to see another death coil trying to save that unit? Nope. Yes, it does save it in time, as the Mountain King and Paladin unable to finish it off with focus fire. Paladin in serious trouble. It gets taken down. Dark Ranger finally getting to level 2. Are we going to perhaps see Black Arrow as the units are going to go ahead and engage once more? No, it looks as though the Dark Ranger saving all of that mana for something else. Silence now being thrown down onto the Archmage, as the Archmage, Staff of Sanctuary is another unit, and a Crypt Fiend is saved. Obsidian statues in the back trying to heal back up once more. Knights without animal war training diving in on all of the units as a Stormbolt goes down on the Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend could get taken down. No. Death Coil saves it. Silence, however, stops the Archmage once more as the Death Knight could end up getting surrounded. Crypt Fiend in serious trouble as he's trying to get away. Hey, K-Real, how you doing? As the, well, Knight unable to catch up to that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend is getting healed back up, and a Knight gets taken down. Obsidian statues are all in position. 3 of them here ready to go. Flying machines being brought over as the Death Knight looks to hunt down some peasants, perhaps getting to level 4. All right, more web onto these flying machines. Units are getting taken out. Dark Ranger does not want to stand there to try to get a silence off as of yet. Spellbreakers being brought over as well as peasants are falling. Arcane Towers are going to be doing a number on all of these lesser dark minions, but the lesser dark minions are still pretty much free units. Paladin down to 250 hit points, able to run back all the way, still going to stay alive as Blizzard now, well, raining on our parade here as the Lich unable to do very much. Back off to the top right-hand side, Blacksmith suffering damage. Not much to really be done, but well, Sock does not want to lose this Blacksmith. Knight needs to back off once more as the Obsidian statues, 3 of them, providing Essence of Mana and Essence of Blight. One of these Obsidian statues should just absorb mana from another and then take to the skies, now that especially we have 4. Nearly 70 supply compared to 50. And 120 with the larger army now, even though it is a weaker economy, should be able to continue to level up his heroes effectively. Once at level 4, the Death Knight with level 2 Unholy Aura will land more efficient, well, more efficient hit and run tactics. Archmage does fall at level 3, and without the Archmage, well, things are looking bleak and glim. Flying machines being brought over, good number of them. A quick web, though, takes one of them out of commission. More Crypt Fiends need to be added into the fight, perhaps to heal back up more or take out more of those flying machines and completely neutralize them. Arcane Tower now gone. More flying machines trying to be brought over. They are just running back away, allowing the Obsidian statues to do a little bit of damage and have the Crypt Fiends web down more flying machines again and again. Paladin still sitting at 1. Things are not looking good. Archmage was resurrected at the tavern. Does have a Staff of Sanctuary, but the losses and the experience of 120 on his heroes may simply be too much. Abomination down to the south, absorbing a lot of damage from the guard towers. Knights now looking to join in on the fight as well. Crypt Fiends are all in position, as that is going to be the game. 120 taking out Sock on Twisted Meadows. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.